Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Replay Metroid Zero Mission. In the last part we started off the game and got back here to our ship, and now it's time for us to continue onward and see what else we can find within the caverns beneath the surface of Zebes. Now these enemies here, I didn't really mention this last part, but you cannot kill them at all, let alone damage them. We will be able to do so later on, but that's like near endgame stuff. And now we're back in Norfair. And one thing I didn't mention last part is that I absolutely love this song. But then again, like I said in the last part, I'm going to be pretty much saying I love this entire game's soundtrack, especially one piece later in this video. Now that we have the power grip that we got last part, we can actually come over to this area and get this missile pack. Always good to have a lot of missiles, because, well, they're pretty much the way to damage bosses. You can damage them with a charge shot as well. But, it's nowhere near as reliable as a good old missile. The one thing I do think they missed from Fusion, because Fusion did come out before this, is the missile sound effect. Because I know it's a similar sound bite, but it just doesn't have the impact that it did in Fusion, especially the super missiles in that game. Oh, those were gloriously sounding. And now that we have the power grip, we can also get this missile tank right here, so that's nice. I get far too distracted by this game's soundtrack. And by the way, this is what a normal save room looks like. There, and actually that's one, well, first off, we need the power grip to get up there, so that's why we need to go to the left first. But one thing I was wrong about last part was that save points do not restore your HP, or missiles. Certain ones do, like the ship, but I was overall thinking of Metroid Prime when it comes to that. The only way you can recover your health and missiles besides your ship is Chozo statues. And specific save points much later in the game. And now we're in this little area, which I had a lot of trouble with as a kid because I didn't think to, you know, precise platform and all that jazz. And, ooh, yay, new power-up. And now we have the Ice Beam. We can shoot that at enemies and freeze them and use them as platforms. However, it also means that we can't freeze it, or one-shot enemies anymore, so boo. And there's a green door there. We can't get past that for, well, quite some time, probably until part 3 or 4. There's a map room to the left there if you need it. I don't. And here's pretty much one of the few times you're actually required to use the Ice Beam for its functionality, and even then, if you're as good as I am, you could probably just, wall jump your way up there. Enemies frozen with the Ice Beam will unthaw after a while, but usually it's not such a large time period that you shouldn't need to worry about it. So let's figure out where the next item's located, shall we? And I've still yet to confirm whether or not these are optional to use. I know certain ones are required because they're just blocking your path, but aside from them, I think certain ones are completely optional. Think is the key word. I just get them out of habit. Like, I'm pretty sure the ones that are, like, completely not blocking your path and out of the way, like the one that led us to this one in particular, last part, is completely optional. So, yeah. If you're good enough, you can just wall jump there, but I don't feel like doing so. There's a missile pack right there, so let's get that. If I'm correct, the maximum amount of missiles you can get in this game is 255? It's been a while since I 100% of this one, but that's just because doing it's a kind of a pain in the ass. I know it's like 235, or was it 245? One of the two in Super Metroid, and which is different from the rest. Anyway, I accidentally froze that enemy, so now I have to wait for it to unthaw because I need it for something. And there we go. Jump on top of him, and you can get up here to get this missile tank. If you have a certain item from not too much later in the game, you can probably do that without jumping on him, but I just like getting it early. That's how you're meant to get it, really. These enemies right here, by the way, you can't kill unless you use a missile, as far as I can remember. And, actually, there are certain enemies you can actually one-hit kill with the, Ice Beam, but they're few and far between. And you'll usually know when you're close to killing an enemy when they freeze, because that means they're usually one shot from death. And you can also do the somersault charge, where you charge up your beam and do a side jump to damage them as well, which I think I'll actually be doing fairly shortly. Think, yet again, is the keyword. Oh, Brinstar, I love your song. The thing is, this isn't even my favorite mix of it in the game, because Brinstar's theme has like 3 versions in this particular game, and I don't know why. I've always liked that background for some reason. And yeah, there we go, you can want to kill him just by doing that. And then you can fail while jumping and have to backtrack a bit. I hate it when that happens. It's kind of dismotivating when your flow gets interrupted. Or, actually, not dismotivating, just demotivating. And now we actually, as you probably saw, there was that little interesting area by the name of KRAID that we need to get to. And we actually need to head back to a room just to the right of where we started to get to there. By the way, Morph Ball is really good for navigation. Although when your D-pad screws up and you actually accidentally uncrouch, it's kind of annoying, like that. There's actually an E-tank, an energy tank rather, in this room that I can't get in. I doubt I will because it's kind of out of the way to get. But anyway, now that we have the bombs and such, we can go down here. That was a voice crack and a half. Now the song here is awesome, so I'm going to be silent for it for a bit. I love that song. I would be silent a bit longer, but I still kind of need to talk to us because it is Let's Play. But this is KRAID'S lair. We'll find out why it's called that, well, later, obviously. And you probably saw that I just got a couple of missile tanks there. They're fairly easy to get. And we also got introduced to a new thing which allows us, which is a Morph Ball Booster, I believe they're called. And they pretty much, you bomb them and you get sent in their general direction, which is usually up, and that's an odd thing. Anyway, we need to come to this area first for something which isn't actually in the original Metroid from what I remember. Bomb when you fall down there. I just realized the thing has legs. The booster has legs. But anyway, bomb down there so you can get to this place and shoot this missile door, because otherwise you won't be able to progress. Gee, I wonder if I'm supposed to Morph Ball here. And with that, we turned on this thing. And that brings these little things I was just showed off earlier to you. Now those platforms will be activated all across the area, really. And that's really useful. Let's try this, shall we? Oh, dear lord! I don't even know if this thing has a name, but it's not that hard of a boss, just Missile, it's a little red thing. Although, admittedly, he's about to do it right here, I believe. Well, first off, just missile that part to die. He does this attack, which lowers and raises the lava. I have only seen him do this attack once, and that, I think, was on my first playthrough. I usually have him dead by now, which is kind of odd. Or maybe it's just because I play on easy mode so often, just because I like speeding through the game. That might be it, because I think this is actually a normal and higher attack. And I usually do play on easy just for speed's sake. But holy cow, does he give me a lot of missiles. But yeah, he is not that hard at all. I used to have trouble with him, but that's just because I kind of sucked at games as a kid. And we can bomb down that area and come over here to the left and open up this to find another missile pack. You can either freeze the enemies, which I know some people do just because they're cautious, rather. But I can just jump up there and get it. Because, I played this game too much. But yeah, KRAID'S area theme is awesome. I'm not sure which version I like the most either. I love the version of Melee, especially. But now we have to go back the way we came to where that original red door that I opened was when I was silenced, because, well, we can't progress through this area because there's nothing to progress to. What's actually really kind of funny is that this is actually my third time recording this specific video in terms of the actual video itself. And the first time in that missile, where I got that missile pack, I actually got stuck spin jumping on one of the frozen guys. And it was actually kind of entertaining. I was like spin jumping in place for like 10 seconds, and I don't know what caused it. I've never seen that happen. I kind of wish I'd saved that part of the original video, but alas, I didn't. Anyway, there's another red door there, but we can't do anything in that room yet, so we're going to have to head to the left to progress. Anyway, you can either use a bomb to get up here, or you can shoot, because these blocks will, well, block your way. And otherwise it's annoying. If you head up from here, there's an area you can get to that has a missile pack, and there's also a missile pack just to the left of the save room that was on the map. But, speed run, so ignoring them. Anyway, to progress bomb down here, I missed that quite a bit on my early playthroughs for some reason. Because if you don't go that way, you get sent in a loop. And we have those kind of blocks again, which means, yep, destroy Chozo statue, time for another unknown item, which, for players of Super Metroid, looks familiar. And this one goes in our miscellaneous items, which means it is something that is not a beam or suit. Anyway, using that because I need as many missiles as possible for the upcoming boss, because in my original Let's Play, well, I had trouble with him for some reason, when I never have trouble with him otherwise. That was a shameful thing that happened in my original Let's Play. Excuse me. Out of the way. Please move. Get out of my way, sir. Die. Thank you. I hate that room so much. It's so easy to die in that room for some reason. Anyway, bomb this here to actually pretty much get to the boss. And now we have red variants of these guys from earlier. These are pretty much no different, other than the fact that when they die, they send out 2 pellets that can damage you in, well, opposite directions. And now we have these eye things. Shoot them in the face, and grab their items. Meet Kraid, he's big and rather easy. In my original Let's Play, he gave me some trouble for some reason, but as you can see here, he is, kinda easy. I spent like 3 minutes in that fight in the original Let's Play, for some reason. And by defeating him, we see that, well, we have this thing again, and its eyes are now open to the truth. It's awakened its persona. And he explodes gloriously. In fact, that's one thing I love about Metroid, is how every boss explodes. Even when they're organic. It's like they have some of the highest blood pressure ever. And new to Zero Mission, not to Metroid in general, but to Zero Mission, is the speed booster from Super Metroid. You run in a certain direction for long enough, and you'll start to go ludicrous speed and destroy everything in front of you. Like so. There's nothing more satisfying than just barreling through all the enemies in front of you for some reason. Oh, I hate this room in the original NES game. Luckily the wall jump makes it a piece of cake. But there's also a hidden ability they don't tell you about with the speed booster, and that is the Shine Spark. If you go into the crouching position while running, you'll save up any of the energy that you got through the speed boost. And you can jump again to fly in any specific direction, usually left, right, or the diagonals, or up even. You can also bomb it and use it, go into the morph ball and bomb to use it from that. Anyway, use your missiles in here, because otherwise those guys will knock you off and you will fall into the room below. There is a missile pack in there, but I don't feel like going for it. I think I actually did go for it in the original Let's Play too, so... Anyway, now we can go into this room, because we have the speed booster, because we'll start running, and we'll get over these blocks that disintegrate below us, and we'll get an energy tank from jumping and destroying these speed booster blocks. I could have explained that a whole lot better, but I don't care, because those blocks will... In fact, that's one thing I haven't mentioned. Those kind of blocks will crumble beneath you. I don't know how that works physically, but it does for gameplay, I suppose. Anyway, alas, although its music is awesome, we are now done with KRAID'S lair. Sadness. If I ever do live streams, I'm sure I'll play this again. That just happened. Oh no, Mr. Face! There are enemies in here, by the way, so watch out for them. They'll usually blindside you. Let's see what the next item is, shall we? Back in Norfair? Actually, yeah. Norfair is actually the area I believe you're in the most throughout the game. And I don't know why, but it does connect to the most areas, so I can see why at the same time. Brinstar and Norfair are pretty much the hubs. And with that, we are totally done with this area of Brinstar. We'll never be coming back here again. We'll be back in Brinstar, but we'll usually be on the right. We'll only be in the left of Brinstar one more time. And that's not until way later in the game. Also, I just phased right through that frozen enemy. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Anyway, with that, we're pretty much done for now. And by that I mean it's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, rate, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And next time on Let's Play Metroid Zero Mission, or Let's Replay rather, we'll be heading down to Norfair and getting what other ever item lies there waiting for us. See you guys then.